welcome back to Real Reviews. This is Cody Williams, and we are talking about the movie V for Vendetta. It is a movie that is based on the graphic novel from Vertigo DC Comics that was created by Alan Moore and David Lloyd. Never read it, but after being such a fan of this movie for so long, I just may have to change that soon enough. The movie's main protagonist, V, wears a mask that resembles the historical figure of Guy Fawkes, who tried to destroy Parliament back then to obstruct authoritarian rule over the people in Britain during the 17th century. That brings us to the historical adage that was brought upon. Remember, remember, the 5th of November. Gunpowder, treason, and plot. I see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Ever since seeing this movie for the first time, when it released in theaters a while back, I've always had a strange fascination for it. I liked how it told a riveting story while having rigorous amounts of visceral action, and I ate it up like crazy. Before we get any further, let's talk about the movie's story. Set in the latter 2020s, the world is in turmoil, with the United States fractured as a result of a second civil war and a pandemic of a virus ravaging Europe. The United Kingdom is ruled as a neo-fascist police state by the North Fire Party, helmed by the all-powerful High Chancellor, Adam Sutler. Only one man that goes by the name of V dares to stand up against the government and is labeled a terrorist. One night, V rescues a mild young woman named Evie Hammond, and an unlikely bond between the two emerges, which results with Evie becoming an ally. Even though V may be charismatic and have a passion for justice, he also is bitter and has his own personal hatred of the government for something they did to him long ago. The main gist of the movie's story sounds eerily similar to what's going on in the world right now, and I have to say that it's scary when life imitates art. Written by the Wachowski sisters, who brought you the Matrix trilogy, this particular movie is certainly one of the most exhilarating pieces of film I have ever seen. It has a plethora of astounding action scenes, great character dynamics, and a meticulously well-written script. Easily said, this movie is definitely one of a kind. What makes this movie great are its many different characters and the actors portraying them. Hugo Weaving plays the main protagonist of V, Natalie Portman plays the role of Evie Hammond, and John Hurt plays the High Chancellor, Adam Sutler. Out of all of them, I really enjoy the masked character of V the most. Hugo Weaving did a phenomenal job pulling off the character. During the filming, his voice was heavily muffled by the mask he wears, and wound up having to do voiceover dub work during post-production. How he was able to convey many different emotions without ever seeing his face was quite the amazing accomplishment. Natalie Portman definitely shows off one of her best performances in this particular movie, and I was simply wowed by her character. There are some other actors that I recognize from other films in this particular movie who are all great, but I'm not too totally familiar with them. Pretty much everyone in this movie was flat out awesome. Where the movie shines is its amazingly well-crafted use of action scenes, which sometimes feel reminiscent of the Matrix movies, especially during the film's climactic battle near the end of the movie, where slow-motion camera effects are implemented. Were the many fight scenes cool looking? Definitely. I've never seen such amazing fight scenes incorporating the use of knives in a movie, and the choreography used for those scenes were simply jaw-dropping phenomenal to watch. Come to think of it, there's truly nothing about this movie that I dislike. Overall, V for Vendetta is a delectable treat of a movie that is simply perfect in every way imaginable, including the cinematography, which is beautiful and visually pleasing to watch. This is simply one of those movies that lingers on in your head long after you watch it, and it is extremely entertaining. I cannot praise this movie enough. I give this movie an A+. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Keep up with my real reviews.